back, and here we are from Nile TV International Studios, continuing or resuming rather our following up our coverage minute by minute on the referendum, the amendments of our constitution. The Egyptians flocked to the polling stations since the early morning, since 9 a.m. Cairo local time, in different governorates to cast their votes, to build their own future, and to continue to teach the whole world how the Egyptians are very much fully aware of how it's very important to practice their political rights, to practice their duties. This is a democratic process. This is a way to say that every vote really counts. Tomorrow is another day, and we are going to witness and to follow up what's going on in the polling stations as inside Egypt. It started today, Saturday, the 20th of April, and it's going to continue for 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And it started yesterday in more than 120 countries, exactly 124 countries all over the world. So the Egyptian expats also did it. And you would find even on social media queues of voters, queues of Egyptians who were keen to flock to Egyptian consulates and embassies all over the world to cast their votes. In specific, or more important, as the images which came from the Arab countries, from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Morocco, Kuwait, it was such a celebration. The Egyptians went in mass, the Egyptians went in families. But also in the United States, for example, the same images were repeated. And to shed more light on that, we are delighted to have with us via phone Mr. Yasser Nour, a journalist, and he is living in the United States. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. Sir, first, what time is it now?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you clearly.
What time is it now there? In which state you are in?
Oh, it's almost 12 p.m.
12 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, then about 3 hours ago, the Egyptian consulates and embassies all over, no, not all over, I mean in America, whether there are of course differences in the timings, but the Egyptians in many other countries, they really did great to, as I said, flock to the embassies and consulates all over the world, exactly in 124 countries, to cast their votes. Tell me about the situation in the States, or in the state you are in right now.
Actually, I would like to say, the Egyptians here, they are very happy because they are feeling, they are building, they are part from the new Egypt. Yesterday, as I hear you, we start voting from yesterday, and so many Egyptians, they came from different states. The weather, it was raining yesterday and early in the morning, but this is stopping the Egyptians to go to hold the Egyptian flag, and being part from this historical moment. Actually, we are very happy. I'm ready, in 2 hours, with some group of Egyptians. They call me. We will be at the Egyptian consulate in New York to vote. We feel actually we are here for Egypt. We can do anything for Egypt. We feel we would like to show all the world we are changing the history. We should stand hand by hand with Egyptian President Sisi and with our national, our people back home. We are here for Egypt. 3 days. We are very, very happy to do this voting for the constitution.
Are the Egyptians going to the polling stations or to the Egyptian consulates and embassies, sir, in families? I mean, they accompany their young children, for example?
I'm sorry, one more time. The voice, I cannot again hear you clearly. Yeah.
I mean, the Egyptians, they went to cast their votes in families. I mean, they accompanied their young children.
Yes, yes, of course. Actually, I have so many friends. They bring them kids, you know, to be part from this, holding the flag, teaching them how to be a real Egyptian. You know, this is, and especially the Egyptian here in the United States of America. Like a couple, 2 weeks ago or so, we moved from New York, from Florida, from New Jersey, from those different states to Washington D.C. because the presidency he was there, and we celebrate because his meeting with President Trump. So for the same thing nowadays, I see so many videos that my friends send it to me or sharing at the social media how that they came from all over the country to be with them children, showing them, now this is the moment. Now this is the moment for standing behind Egypt.
Well, Mr. Yasser Noureddin, a journalist, an Egyptian journalist living in the United States, thank you very much for being with us, sir. Thank you very much for your input. And to continue...
Thank you very much. I'm glad Egypt.
Thank you. Well, to continue with our coverage, only an hour ago, or exactly at 4 p.m. Cairo local time, the NEA held a press conference at the media spokesperson of the National Election Authority. Counselor or Judge Mahmoud Sharif was there to answer all the questions of reporters and journalists, and he said that another press conference is going to take place tomorrow, inshallah, also 4 p.m. Cairo local time, to continue with following up all the developments and to answer more questions. The same issue is going to be repeated on the final day of the referendum. This is going to be Monday, inshallah. And as I said, Judge Al-Sharif answered all the questions, and he said that the NEA is in all the time in full contact with the observers, whether international observers, Arab, foreign ones, and also he said that there are many media, more hundreds to be accurate, of media institutions and reporters are here in Egypt to guarantee the transparency of the voting process and to follow up what's going on. And he said that reports are going to be received by the NEA after or by the end of the voting process. He also spoke about the opening of the polling stations. He said that only very few polling stations were late, and not more than 30 minutes, but all over Egypt, exactly 9 a.m. Cairo local time, the polling stations opened their doors in front of the voters, and it was really amazing to find that there were queues already waiting for the polling stations to open their doors to go and to cast their ballots. Also, regarding the announcement of the results of the referendum, Councillor Al-Sharif said it's going to be by the 27th of April at most. He also spoke about the keenness of the NEA to enforce law and to face any challenges or to face any complaints. He said that there are a lot of media, a lot of means to receive the inquiries or to receive the complaints of the voters all over Egypt. All the questions, as I said, by the reporters and journalists were answered by the NEA media spokesperson.